it's JG here with Earth-5D Ascension School, back for another teaching. I hope you all had an amazing 2023 celebration last night. I'm so excited to get into it today, guys, and talk about goals for 2023. So the one thing I just want to start out with is talking about our personal power. And you guys know it's a popular, fun topic for me to discuss is personal power, because we've all had our own run-in as children with feeling powerless and having no control. And oftentimes we were left with parents or guardians or a teacher that really worked at stripping us of our power through some kind of distortion or perversion of truth. And so oftentimes little children don't know how amazing they are, or that they're kind of taught to believe that they should just be like everyone else. And if you're not just like everyone else, then there's something wrong with you. And since I have two little girls, I know firsthand how the school system and the way it's structured teaches children to just be normal. Like, can you just be normal, right? I'm trying to teach here, and if you're above average or below average, it's just like, it's very difficult for a teacher. So, and it's such a hard job within the system that they're working within. So I just, there's a lot going on in our world that needs to change. And so I feel super passionate about 2023 to help everyone begin to start within and take back your own power. Take back your own, to carve out your own freedom. And so we can't go back, right? And we can't change what we experience as children, but we can parent ourselves. We can love ourselves, and we can repair parts of us that were broken, parts of us that were mistreated and damaged. And it's kind of like a never-ending story. Because there's a lot of work we have to do. And I hope you all realize that you're here at a very special time. And I hope you don't get discouraged into thinking that this place is a nightmare, right? Because there's part of you that this was your dream. There's a part of you that your soul wanted to be here badly. And so just remember, try to remember that there's beauty here and there's joy to be had. And we just have to start peeling back the layers so that we can reclaim our power. So my invitation to you today is to liberate. How can you liberate yourself? How can you become most free in your life? Because there's been so many untruths that have been taught to us. There's been so many restrictions put on our freedom. And many of us don't even know who we are anymore. And I'm not just speaking about women and men. And so there's this perversion or distortion. It usually happens with your sexuality. It usually, for women in particular, and for men it happens in a different way. And since I'm not a man, I don't want to act like I can speak for men or speak for all women. I'm just speaking from my own point of view, guys, is that I see a huge distortion in men or male type energy that comes through women sometimes, really using children's energy, using their sexuality, using their innocence and light and joy for their own pleasure, for their own misuse, for their own perversion. And it happens in many ways. It happens when you shatter a child's dreams. It happens when you take a child and make them feel less than they are, when you make them feel self-conscious, when you take a child and say you should not be authentic, you shouldn't be yourself. And so that's where this perversion happens. It can happen very deeply by adults rejecting the child's authentic self, and it can happen even deeper by destroying the child's sense of self through sexual abuse or some kind of perversion. And those are very subtle. Those come through Hollywood. Those come through media, it came through like the news, it came through commercials, it came through pop culture. So my message today is to find your place of authenticity, and that will liberate you. And so you're looking for freedom. It can come in so many ways. Even when we're talking about like being woke or the New Age movement, or even some sort of like these groups that are truthers, right? And they're bringing the truth out. Sometimes those can become those plots, and those energies that are truth can also become a burden, and you can become enslaved by them, because you can get so twisted into telling the truth of the past that we forget to create our future now. So the future now is what we need to sort of embrace, right? And how do we do that? We discover our authentic self, and we look for places where we can be honest with what our heart desires. And so you all, I know this, I feel this deep, strong desire that you want to change, and that you want to change your life. And you can, okay, you can. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are talking about like affirmations, and there's techniques, right, to orientate our minds and our gifts in the right direction. So there's just layers upon layers of mistruths. So one of the other mistruths is that you don't have power, that you don't have psychic gifts, that you're not magic, and you are. And so understanding that the magic that you are doesn't require like a lot of outside things. You know, it's just there. It's an awareness in that you are divine. It's an awareness in your divinity, and you will find that. You will find your divinity in your authentic self, and it won't be out there. A man or a woman or a parent it's not someone telling you what you are. It's you discovering it within. And so that's what we mean about knowing yourself. It's not, so no one's gonna tell you what it is. That's for you to discover and uncover within. When you want to attract love, when you want to attract a lifestyle, when you want to be in the freedom of your authentic self, and just like making life fun and playful and beautiful, right? And authentic. It's about freedom. And so I hope today in 2023, the first day of 2023, that you're able to begin to commit to that inside of yourself. How can I find liberation and freedom? For instance, and there's small ways. I work in a corporate job, which is very interesting. It's teaching me how to be a leader among leaders. And everyone has a really strong personality, and I have to sort of learn how to manage those. And it's neat, it's interesting. So I have to set a lot of boundaries, because when you get to that level, you're used to being successful, you're used to going to like a really like prominent university, you're used to having graduate degrees and multiple degrees. And so these are very highly educated people. And so when you're trying to get your point across, right, you have to be very purposeful and be very convincing that your idea is right and why. You have to justify that. So, but one of the things that I've done is there's a lot of fear mongering, right, in corporations. Well, you could get fired, or oh my God, what is this person gonna think about you? You know, and I just really don't care, right? Because I have a whole nother thing going on. And so what I do is I'll say, look, I'm not afraid of that. I just, like if someone says something, oh, this person, if you get this person mad, oh no, you know, and it's like, well, I'll literally say, I'm not afraid of that. And so that is carving out a freedom for me in that role to just be myself and like not be afraid. Oh, I'm okay experimenting. I'm okay failing. I'm okay trying new things. I'm okay with that because I'm not afraid. And so that is an example of freedom that I carved for myself. So you these are just small things. Becoming aware of the truth, right? So there's a lot of control mechanisms when you wake up, right? You hear me talking all the time. Everyone on this channel, I'm sure, knows of all the woke community stuff, waking up from the matrix, right? Coming out of the matrix. And so you be aware, just be aware of the places that people are trying to control you, that systems are trying to control you. Yes, we have to live within the society. Yes, we have to go to the DMV and get a driver's license and get our license plate renewed. And there's things that we have to do, and we have to pay taxes and banking and all this stuff. These are parts of our reality. But you can find liberation within the systems. You can find people who are loving and caring within systems. And there's ways to navigate this place. And there's just beauty to be seen, even within these systems. And so, how can you find freedom in your life? How can you find freedom? How can you allow yourself to be a child again and find that innocence that someone wanted to take from you, that they can't take it anymore? Okay? You deserve your innocence back. You deserve your freedom back. And so that's my hope for you for 2023, is that you're able to find that and embrace that. And I will say a quick prayer as an activation to help to bring that energy through. So we just thank you, Spirit, for bringing everyone here to this channel for 2023, and whatever time you get here is fine. And we just ask that the channel and the people of Earth, the humans, are able to recover their freedom from systems, freedom from fears, that they're able to embrace their power. Everyone on this channel, everyone on Earth, to embrace their power, to be authentic, and to live life in a way that is harmonious for them and for the earth and for all beings on this earth. And we just ask this in body, mind, and spirit through all time and space and consciousness. It's done, it's done, it's done, and so it is. All right, friends, so much love and light to you today and always.